Hello guys! You are getting makeup-free Ellen today, and literally straight out of bed Ellen today, because I'm lazy. I have been putting makeup on every single day this week. I've been like trying to make myself look good every day this week, and I'm just tired. I just want one day where I don't have to do that. So that is gonna be today, and that's just what you're getting. Sorry. Welcome to my wrap-up video. In case you haven't been around, this is a video where I wrap up my month and I talk about the books I've read, the movies and TV shows I've watched, the things I've done, like some of my favorite things, and like songs, and I just wrap up my whole month for you guys. We are now finally in November and we're wrapping up November. So, as always, we are going to start with the books that I've read. So this month I read a total of 6 books. The first book I read this month is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Oh my god, this book. Okay. So this is a book that's based off of the Black Lives Matter movement. It's about this teenage girl who goes to like a private prep school where its majority is white, but she lives in a very like poor community where it is predominantly black, and there are gangs, and then a shooting happens where a cop shoots a black teenager, and it gets a lot of viral hype, and everyone in the world is mad about it because he was unarmed and blah blah blah, and she is in the center of all of that, and it's just about her not only dealing with the racism in the world, but also dealing with trying to find out who she is, because she's a totally different person at school than she is at home, and she's just trying to find the balance between both worlds. So this is a very like heavy topic book, and I usually don't like to read those. I don't know why. I don't like reading about such heavy topics. But I've heard such wonderful things about this book, so I was like, okay, I'll get it, I'll read it. And I'm so happy I read this book. Yes, it deals a lot with racism, and it's difficult to read at times. I don't know if I'd say it's difficult to read. It's just, it's a very powerful book, and it definitely makes you think. It puts you in her mind, in her world, and you just really see where she comes from. The writing is wonderful, the story is amazing, and also, in case you want to know, this is being turned into a movie. They are filming it right now. Another reason why I wanted to read this as soon as possible. I would highly, highly, highly recommend this book to everyone. Just everyone. So, after that declaration for this book, I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read, Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I love John Green. I think almost everyone in the YA community loves John Green, and this is by far his best book. I just hit myself in the chin. He hasn't come out with a book since The Fault in Our Stars, which I believe was like 6 years ago, so I was so happy he came out with a new book, and literally the day it came out, I went to the bookstore, got it, and then started reading it that night. This is about a girl with OCD, which was definitely a very interesting perspective to read from. An old friend of hers' dad goes missing, and so she kind of like reunites with the friend and also tries to like solve like what happened to his dad, where has his dad gone. Cute little romance starts to happen, and it is just so great, and from beginning to end, it's definitely more of like a realistic ending. But this is just such a beautiful story and beautifully written. I don't know what else I can say. This is just his best work, and I highly recommend this book. Absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. Next, I read Fallen Heir by Erin Watt. You guys have seen books looking like this in my wrap-ups because I have been reading every single book in the series this year. This is the 4th one. It is part of the Royals series, the first one starting with Paper Princess, which I read back in like January or February, around there. I've read all the other books in the series, and I love this series. It is very romancy and hot and steamy and sexy, and there's also a lot of high school drama because it all takes place in high school. But she ended up coming out with a 4th book, and actually Found out while reading this that there is a 5th book coming out in January. Very excited about it. But this is in the perspective of Easton Royal, who is the brother. And it was... maybe I was just expecting more. I mean, I was so excited to hear that I was going to be getting a book from Easton's perspective. So excited. I don't know, it fell flat for me. His perspective, I was just like, not liking him. Like, I definitely like Reed better than Easton, which really sucks because I thought I was gonna like Easton more than I like Reed. In the beginning, like, I didn't really like Reed that much, but then you really got to know him and I loved him, and I thought that's what was gonna happen in this book, but even like till the end, I did not like Easton, which is so upsetting. But I'm hoping maybe in the 5th book he gets better. That ending though, like, I'm so happy that the next book comes out so soon because I need to know what happens. All you really need to know about this series is that it's about just a lot of romance and hot, steamy, sexy time. That's actually another thing I had an issue with this book. There was not enough sexy time. There was like no sexy time in this book. Like, no sexy time. Give me sexy time. That's why I read these books. I still enjoyed it, but I did have a few issues with it, so I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This is a book that so many people have been talking about. It's also becoming a movie very soon. So I'm just like, okay, I need to finally pick up this book and read it. And I did. And surprisingly, I was able to read this book within 3 days. I never read books that fast, but I could not put this one down. It was amazing. So this is about a guy in high school who is gay, but he's still in the closet, but he's been emailing this like pen pal friend who is also gay, and they've kind of formed this online relationship through emails. Someone finds those emails and starts blackmailing him, being like, hey, I'm gonna show everyone in the school these emails unless you set me up with your friend. It's so funny, it's so moving, and so just endearing, and I really enjoyed this book a lot. And I cannot wait for the movie. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read, A Season for Fireflies by Rebecca Maisel. This is another one that was really like fast to get through. It was pretty short. After reading Simon, I really wanted to read another book similar to it because I was like, I need more from that. So I picked this one up because I thought maybe it was going to be similar, but it actually wasn't. This book was actually a lot more intense than I thought. I thought it was going to be just a light, fluffy romance, but nope, it's not. So this book is about a girl named Penny. She has great friends. She's in the theater department, like all that stuff, but then she's been having issues with her mom, but instead of facing those issues and talking about it with her friends, she pushes her friends away and ends up becoming friends with the like popular girl. And then she gets into an accident that causes her to lose the memory of the past like 2 years, and she starts slowly getting back into her life and being like, what the hell happened? Like, why am I not friends with my friends anymore? And it's a big thing. But there is a romance in here as well, and it's very cute. I actually really, really enjoyed this book. I wish more people would be talking about this book and reading this book, but it was more than I was expecting. So I think that's why I liked it a little bit more, because I wasn't expecting much from it, but I got so much from it, and I loved it. So I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. And the last book I read this month, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Finally! Oh my god, I read Six of Crows like back in June, and this is the second book to that duology. And to be honest, like, I just started reading Leigh Bardugo this year, and she has quickly become one of my all-time favorite authors. I will read anything she writes. She is a goddess. She is wonderful. But this is a fantasy duology about this like group of gang members, and they have to pull off this impossible heist. And this is just such a fun, wild ride. And I laughed, I cried, I was shocked, I went through all the emotions reading this book and just reading this whole series in general. It has quickly become my It's like one of my favorite series of all time. Please go read the series if you can. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. And that is it for the books that I read, and now on to the movies that I have watched. I watched a total of 6 movies, 3 new, 3 rewatches. So as always, we're just gonna like breeze over the ones that I rewatched, and then we're gonna talk in depth about the ones that I watched for the first time. So with the rewatches, there is a theme. I have started watching my Christmas movies. So we've got The Family Stone, The Muppet Christmas Carol, and Edward Scissorhands. The movies that I have watched for the first time this month. The first one, I unfortunately am not allowed to talk about it. I can't even say what movie it is because I saw a very, very advanced screening of it. So it's technically not even finished. But it comes out in theaters next year, and I mean, I'm just not allowed to say anything, but just know I did watch a movie. On to the second one that I watched, and that is The Edge of 17. I heard wonderful things about this movie, and it's gotten great ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, everyone I've talked to loves this movie, and so thankfully a friend of mine has a copy of it and he lent it to me, and I'm just really happy I watched it. It actually is really good. So I remember seeing the trailers and not expecting much of it, so I was like, I don't want to pay to see it kind of a thing, you know? But no, it actually was really good, and everyone is right. This movie is one of those like coming of age teen movies. This girl's going through high school, she hates her life, so she wants to like kill herself, but she's very like funny and endearing, but also very cynical at the same time. It is a very smart comedy, which is hard to find, especially in teen comedies. It's witty, it's moving, it's got everything. And the last movie I watched this month is another phenomenal movie that people should go to the theaters to see. The movie I saw is The Disaster Artist. The main reason I was excited about it at first was because Josh Hutcherson was in it, and I was like, Josh Hutcherson's gonna be in another movie, like, because I watch every movie he's in because I love him. So I've been waiting for this movie for such a long time, and it is so good. This is kind of like a fake documentary. I wouldn't say it's a mockumentary though, but it's like a fake documentary about the making of The Room, which is considered to be the worst movie in the world, and it was directed by Tommy Wiseau. I've heard so much things about it, but I've never actually seen it. But because it was so bad, it started a cult following. What I found so weird though, watching this movie, is that like, Tommy is not a great person, but yet you still root for him. It's strange. My favorite scenes in the movie were definitely with Seth Rogen, because Seth Rogen, I believe, plays like the script supervisor on set, but sometimes he acts as director when Tommy is like in front of the camera, and his banter and his like quick little lines, I say go watch this as well. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Now onto my favorite moments of the month. I don't have too many favorite moments, but the favorite moments I do have are like really big favorite moments. The first is advanced movie screenings with my friend CJ. I went to see a movie I can talk about, and The Disaster Artist with CJ, and it's just so great because CJ, as I've said in the other wrap-up video and in my vlogs, CJ has just moved here in October, and he is a really good friend of mine from college, and it just feels so great to be like reunited with him and just hanging out with him like we did back in college, and it's so fun. And I'm glad we got to see some movies together. And then my next favorite moment is the Dancing with the Stars finale. I went to the Grove and watched the finale of Dancing with the Stars live, and it was a blast, but also not a blast. Like, the show was great, and watching the show was great. It's just the people around me did not make me feel great. The show was absolutely great, and I love doing this every single year. It's one of the things I look forward to every year. But next year, hopefully I will get on camera. That is my goal, is to actually like be in the background on camera and like wave and shout, "Hi Mom," like that is what I want to do. And my last favorite moment is Thanksgiving / Friendsgiving. because I did both this year. Thanksgiving with my cousin and her friends, and then Friendsgiving with, of course, my friends out here, who you guys have all know and love: Hannah, Joe, Kara, Phil, Jordan. And it was just really fun. I mean, it's a lot of food. I also got a lot of leftovers, which I'm still eating. Great food, great people, lots of things to be thankful for. So those are my favorite moments, and now we're gonna go on to my favorite things. And this month I think actually has the most favorite things I've ever had in a month. Remember how I said Thanksgiving I basically took home a lot of stuffing, and I still have a lot of stuffing left because that's how much I took home with me? The stuffing is one of my favorite things. I seriously love this stuffing. I want the recipe from my cousin. I loved her stuffing. So definitely one of my favorite things. Kind of in like the food category again, I guess. I don't know, but hot chocolate is one of my favorite things this month. I've been literally drinking hot chocolate every single night. I can't get enough of it, but I've been doing something different with it. I've been adding peppermint to it. I literally just, like, as I'm boiling the water, I let one of these sit in there and boil with it and like melt into the water, so then it becomes like peppermint water mixed with some milk as well. And then I pour one of these packets into the cup, and I pour the peppermint water mixture into the cup, and you know, just put some extra marshmallows on top, some whipped cream, and there we have it. A peppermint hot chocolate. Oh, I actually cannot wait to drink one of these again tonight. I love these things so much. My other favorite thing is this. I never thought I could love a face product as much as I love this one. This is Yes to Tomatoes Clear Skin Acne Detoxifying Charcoal Cleanser. Yeah, no, this was like a super great find. I've heard great things about the Yes to products, and I know Yes to Tomatoes really focuses on clearing acne, but I really wanted an acne thing because I've been getting like a pimple every day, and I have so many acne scars. But I've been using this almost every single night, and every single night I've used it, the next day, no pimples. And I've also noticed my acne scars are like fading, and it's wonderful. And people are actually commenting on how great my skin looks too. I've had, I think, like 3 people this month tell me my skin looks amazing after I started using this. I will say there was like 3 days where I didn't use this, and those were the days I got pimples. I need to use this every day so I don't get another pimple. This was literally sent from like the angels up above, cause this is a miracle worker. The next thing on my favorite things list is an app for your phone. My friend who lent me the movie for Edge of 17, he had like this app where it just showed his movie collection, like all of his movies, and it like kept them organized. And so I was like, I want a movie collection app. And so I got one. It's not the same as his, but I really like mine because it also gives me stats. The stats are definitely my favorite part. It lets me know how many movies I have in my collection. Try and guess. And then like my average rating overall for like all the movies that I own, the most watched movies, how many movies I have based on categories, the average rating for my movies by category, all the movies in the format, how many movies I have by their rating. And I even like one of the other things I can do, which is just pick a random movie. So if I'm just like looking at my movie collection, I'm like, I want to watch a movie today, but I don't know which one, there's so many to choose from, I can just go here to pick a random movie. Alright, Trainwreck. Looks like I'm gonna be watching Trainwreck. I freaking love this app so much. I'm so happy I have it. And my last favorite thing is a website that I have really gotten into. I've been playing it every single day, but it is called worldgeographygames.com. I found out about it from a friend of mine. She was Snapchatting it, and I was like, ooh, this looks like fun / also learning at the same time. I did not realize how much fun it actually was. I have become such a boss at geography, but it doesn't just do like countries and like the United States and like where the states are. It also does capitals, it does flags, it does just about everything you can think of, and I've been addicted to it, and I still am addicted to it, and I need to play it today at some point. So those are my favorite things this month. And now we're going to go on to TV shows. So there aren't a lot of TV shows to talk about this month, but we're going to talk about 2 of the shows that I watched this month. And that is Stranger Things Season 2 and Beyond Stranger Things. Stranger Things Season 2. I love Stranger Things. This is such a good show. I'm so happy Sean Astin is in this season. His character, Bob, is definitely the new Barb, for sure. And honestly, I don't even know how to explain it for the people who haven't watched it yet. It's so weird and like sci-fi, and just, it can be scary at points, just to warn you. It can be scary at some points. Definitely favorite character, Steve Harrington. All the way. Granted, yes, in the beginning of like the first season, was not really liking him too much. He was kind of a dick. But this season, I have fallen in love with Steve Harrington. I want to be on Stranger Things Season 3. I just want to be a part of the show somehow, some way. And I was nervous about the second season because I was like, how are they going to top Season 1? And I don't think they topped Season 1, but they definitely stayed at the same level as Season 1. So it is phenomenal. It is great, and I love every second of the show. I actually would love to rewatch this show and just rewatch it over and over and over again. So good. Of course, 5 out of 5 stars. What else am I gonna give this? And then of course the other thing was Beyond Stranger Things, which is where they talk about Stranger Things. It's like the producer, the directors, some members of the cast, and there's 8 episodes of it, and they just sit and talk about the show. But like, that's great because I love learning about the behind the scenes stuff that happens. I just felt like Beyond Stranger Things was just kind of like childish. And granted, yes, I know they are children, like the cast are children, but I found like the interviews with the children were just a little too childish for me, and then the interviews with the adults were just too boring. I don't know, I just didn't really like it as much as I wanted to. It was great to find out about behind the scenes stuff. So 3 out of 5 stars. And now it is time for favorite song, and I unfortunately did not write a favorite song on my handy dandy notebook for this month. I've been listening to a lot of Christmas music this month. I've still been listening to Crazy Ex-Girlfriend this month, because I don't want to leave you guys without a favorite song. Oh, okay, I guess, alright. So you know that TV show Boy Band that I talked about over the summer? The band that was created through that TV show called In Real Life, they came out with 2 Christmas songs this month, and I really enjoyed both of them. And so we're gonna highlight one of their songs, which is Feel This Christmas. And I really do enjoy it a lot. I like the rap part, I like everything about this song, and it's part of my Christmas playlist, so whenever it comes on I get really excited about it. And I believe that is the end of this video now. This was actually a really great month. I did not realize how many great books I read, how many great movies and TV shows I watched. I'm very happy about my choices this month. That is the end of this video and the end of this wrap up. I can't wait to see you guys at the end of this year, or maybe even like the beginning of next year, where we have a brand new year, and I can talk to you about how this year ended, and then I can give you my top 10 books, movies, and TV shows of the year. Oh, it's gonna be great. So I really hope you guys like this video, and I really hope to see you again. And